Morning, everyone. Actually had a really good sleep last night. So today is like an unordinary day. I'm literally going to go pick up my brother and bring him home. Usually I'll be filming, showing you guys what I do when I get up and talk to you a little bit about car living, but I'm actually just going to be packing up my stuff now and heading into Gander, because right now I'm on a logging road. And I'll just be going in and picking him up. But yeah, thanks guys for tuning in to my video. Pack up now and hit the road.
So please excuse me from that poor introduction. This is day one of me living in a car. I was very tired this morning, even though I had a good sleep, because I went to bed late. When I said this is an unusual video, not an ordinary video, means usually I'd get up, show you where I'm to, and show you what I do while I'm living in my car, and also give you some tips and tricks on how you can live in your car and save money. However, as I mentioned, I'm out here in Gander to pick up my little brother and bring him back to the West Coast. We actually have our own series that we will be filming for a week, and I can't wait to share that with you. But here I am, as I mentioned, on a logging road, about 5 minutes away from Gander, and it is beautiful out here. I had such a wonderful night with solitude. So we just skipped forward, and I'm just bringing you guys to Gander. I wanted to film a little bit of the scenic views as I'm driving from the West Coast to Central. Also, I stopped here in St. Jude's, found a cute little side of the road library when you can take a book and donate a book. Most of the time there's not really any books here that I'm interested in. However, I did come across a book that teaches you how to save money. Ironically, I got it because that's what I'm trying to do living in my car. There's also a fresh garden honesty market here. I didn't purchase anything as I already have the food that I need for this trip, but I absolutely love these honesty markets. It's such a nice touch, and you know, the farmers get to display their hard work and make a buck for it as well. They always have eggs and jelly and different different vegetables that you can purchase. I mean, these prices are excellent. But if you're ever in Newfoundland and you see these little honesty markets, stop in, because you can support a local farmer and give back to them instead of having to go through a food chain. And this way the farmer gets 100% of their profit. So I didn't film a lot traveling through Gander, as it's pretty much the same scenery all the way through. One thing that I do love about Newfoundland is that you can pull off into a dirt road and go to the bathroom if you have to, because I was not holding this for 4-hour drive. As you can see, I just pulled off to a side road and took a little bathroom break, and now here I am on the highway again, heading to Gander. Now I've arrived at Jonathan's Provincial Park Campground. This is a cute campground. They were having a Halloween theme here, which is super cute and so fun. I had an alright campsite, but I'll actually, share with you my experience being on this campsite, the pros and the cons, because unfortunately there were cons. What I like about this campground is there's a laundry room, there's shower facilities and bathroom facilities as well. This is mostly an RV park, but there are some campsites for you to set up your tent, or, like me, sleep in your car. Yes. Yes. As you can see, I've arrived to my campsite, and I really like it. It's pretty neat. I like how there's lots of woods around. They also provide you with a trash bin and some garbage bags, so I can empty out my little trash bin that's in my car. I do like the nice size fire pit that's there. You can get kindling for like $5, and you can get a box of wood for $8, and they'll actually deliver it to you, which I'll mention and show you further on in this video. This is oh, by the way, this is a nice little dollar store chair that I got. I've had it for almost a year now. It's super sturdy too. Fits perfectly in my car.
Hey everyone, so here I am at Jonathan's Park, or Jonathan's Pond Provincial Park, I believe that's what it's called. It is a nice little park here. I highly recommend it. It's only 25 bucks for a night if you're in a tent or like me in a car. There is no Wi-Fi or no cell service, but hey, if you're camping, you don't really want that. You can get service once you get up to the gate. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice little park. I don't like how the campsites are so close together, and I read some reviews that, oh, you know, like there's a nice bit of privacy, but not for the tenting section. For the RVs sites, they're pretty private, but for the tenting section or tenting sites, it's not private. I mean, I could see the person up over the hill there, I can see my neighbor, I can see two of the people across from me, so the privacy is not the greatest when it comes to the tenting sites. Just so happens I'm on 322. I don't know if the other ones are better, but I haven't been around to check it out yet. Yeah, so I'm staying here in Gander at Jonathan's Ponds Provincial Park campground because I was out to pick up my brother from Gander. I'll be picking him up tomorrow. I just gotta say something to you guys. You know, car life and living in your car can be pretty lonely, and especially when you're dealing with a lot of stuff that's going on in your life, like what's happening to me today. And I'm sure, you know, I'm not here to say, oh, my life sucks, because it doesn't. I have one of the best lives ever, but there's days that are just so hard, like today, and just trying to like hold it together and just be in the present instead of focusing on what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen next week, where am I going to be a month from now. So, you know, I guess one of the greatest things about being out here in this provincial park out here in Gander is that there is no cell service and there is no Wi-Fi. So other than me talking to you guys and pre-recording this video, I'm pretty left alone with my thoughts, and that's not a bad thing, even though sometimes I may think it is. So I guess there's a benefit of being out here with no service or no Wi-Fi, especially when I'm going through the stuff that I'm going through right now. The ability to just be one with nature and relax and not be in communication with the outside world, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's a good thing. I just want to thank you guys for watching my channel and being interested in the things that I talk about and film. I'm very passionate about prepping, nomadic living, and bushcraft survival. And you know, like when I'm on the road, like I mentioned, it gets lonely. It's great that I'm able to chat with you all, even though it might not be in like real time, still being able to connect with you guys a couple days after I, you know, filmed my videos, and hearing your guys' comments and chatting with you guys, and like it's great. It makes you feel like you're not alone. And also it's like the people who follow you and the people who subscribe to your channel are people who have the same interests as you, and you're almost like creating a community of like-minded people who share the same interests and the same passions. And I actually love meeting people on the internet and in real life who share the same passion for the things that I do, because, you know, I have some great friends, and, you know, my family and I are close at times, but not everybody shares the same passion that I do for nomadic living and living out of my car. A lot of my friends would never do what I do. They find it interesting, but only a scattered few will actually come out and do some car camping with me while they car camp while I'm car living. So thank you guys so much for being there for me and supporting my channel. So I'm just gonna finish setting up the car camper, and probably gonna take you guys around and check out this nice little campground that's here. I'm waiting for my firewood to be dropped off. It's only $8 for a box of firewood. which is pretty sweet, I must say. Splits, I think, is like $6, but I already picked some up in the town of Gander. So yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next clip. Okay, y'all, I got an update. I just went up to the check-in office. Yeah, we'll call it a check-in office. And I asked them if I could move to 319 because it was more private, but they said that there's somebody there. However, the guy that was working in the office told me that I can move to 335 because it's right down the valley and I'm right closed in and it's a lot more privacy, and I absolutely love that. You know, I did meet my neighbor across the road from me and he was sweet and his dogs were too, but I'm an individual that likes listening to a certain type of music and just enjoying my serenity, my isolation sometimes. So yeah, not serenity, isolation. So I'm super excited that I get to move. So no longer in 322, now 335. Let's go. A quick move. So guys, sometimes it's not always better I mean, the other campground had a bigger fire pit, or the other campsite had a bigger fire pit. Okay, so the other campsite had a bigger fire pit. This kiddie music wasn't playing in the background, first of all. So I'm gonna have to play my own music. I hope that goes over well with the other people around here. I mean, I do like it. Caro's kind of on a... have to make the best of it. Okay guys, let me know in the comments, what campsite did you think was better, 322 or this one, 335? I'm starting to think 322 is pretty cool, or not pretty cool, was better. This one's pretty cool because of all the trees. It makes you feel like you're more in the woods, very secluded, besides the kiddie music that's playing and the kids running around in the woods. I like this because I feel like I'm more in the woods, but the other one I liked it because it was a little bit more quiet. Yeah, so I mean, you win some, you lose some. It's okay. I'll make the best of this spot right here. And I'm sure the kiddie music will stop after the whole Halloween theme is done. So guys, don't I have something to share with you now? Can you tell? I'm not on that campground anymore. That's right, I'm on a logging road, which I absolutely love. A free campground. Logging roads a lot of the time have cabins in here because there's crown land, which people applied for, and they have cabins. I love coming into logging roads. I always talk about logging roads because that's one of the beautiful things about Newfoundland. There are so many. I mean, not so great that we're still logging trees. You know, if we stopped logging trees, that would be great. But if we had these roads constantly throughout Newfoundland, and the government just did that for the fact that people will have accessibility to beautiful spots like this. Now, in saying, like, if this wasn't logged, then you wouldn't be able to see over there. But if they could just build roads, logging roads like this, that went through like massive trees, I mean, that would be even more beautiful. Of course, you would have to log the trees to make the road, but just that. You don't have to log the rest of it. Just make a beautiful road through different parts of Newfoundland. Anyways, so the reason why I'm on the logging road and I'm not on the campground anymore, don't get me wrong, it is a beautiful campground. And yeah, if I had a family. It's one of those family campgrounds, and there's so many kids. Like my last video, I took you to KOA with my friend Alicia, and I liked KOA. It was small, you know, there were kids, but not as many kids as this running around. So the first campsite that I went to, it wasn't very private, so they moved me to 335, and then I shared my thoughts on 335. They were still playing the kiddie music, and I needed to pee real bad, so like I squat down in the woods to take a piss, and there was like just down a little bit was a kid running past, so I had to like pull up my pants again. I was like, oh god, no, you know, which I probably shouldn't have been peeing in the woods anyways. Good thing I pulled up my pants just in time. So I was like, you know what, like, I know this is a family park or family campground, and if you guys are traveling with your little kids, I highly recommend this campground. But if you're a solo traveler like me and you don't have any kids and you want something peace and quiet, try the logging road. This logging road is not very far away from the city of Gander, and it's actually not very far away from that campground either. I'd say it's about like halfway. So I'd say it's about maybe like not even 7 minutes, maybe like 3 or 4 minutes away from the city of Gander, and probably about 3 minutes away from that campground. So I mean, it's a great little logging road, and I'm so happy to be here. Like, there's nobody around. And the thing is, so another reason why I'm so glad that I got out of that campground, now the speed limit on that campground is 15 kilometers an hour, which is understandable. There's kids everywhere, so I don't drive fast on campgrounds because of kids.
So anyways, and I come to an intersection and I stop, but I kind of like didn't stop soon enough. There was no kids or anything like that, just a couple that were walking by. And then like I stopped and I looked both ways, and then I turn around and I continue to go. So anyways, as you're like driving, there's always kids like cutting out in front of you, right? But you know, you're mindful and you stop and you let the kids and the parents like get their kids and move out of the road. So anyways, after I grabbed my wood and everything from the campground 335 that I was at, I was like, okay, like I'm gonna go to a logging road now. So as I was going, I was just driving, I wasn't going very fast, and I just come around and a woman was like walking right in front of my car. So obviously like I'm super slowed down right now, probably going like 5 kilometers an hour. She's like walking in front of my car and she told me to put my window down, and then I got bawled at and said, you better, sorry, I don't want to do one of those voices. She's like, you better drive slower. She's like, it's 15 kilometers here. Or you better slow down, it's 15 kilometers and there's kids here. But she bawled at me saying that. And I just looked at her and I didn't say a thing because I wasn't going very fast. And I can't remember, I think she might have been with the man that was walking, and I kind of like had to stop right quickly because I just noticed the intersection. There's no stop signs or anything, but you need to stop to slow down just in case there's like another car coming. But you know, like I don't appreciate that. Like, why do people have to bawl? She could have easily just said it in a calm voice, like, can you please slow down, there's kids here. But everybody's first instinct is like, let's get savage, let's bawl at a person, you know, and like get our point across. Like if she would have just politely, you know, said like, look, you're speeding, like try to slow down, then I would have been like, I'm so sorry, like, you know, I was being very cautious, but yes, I'll make sure I only go 15 kilometers an hour. You know, and like maybe I was in the wrong, but I'm so glad that I kind of didn't like retaliate and get mad at her. I don't like it when people bawl at other people. Like if we just learned how to communicate and like just talk instead of like screaming and bawling at each other, then you know, you'd probably get the message across better. So yeah, guys, like, you know, like I do apologize if this woman ends up seeing my video. Like I'm truly sorry. I was trying to be very careful driving on a campground. I did apologize, and if I ever go to another campground, I'll be mindful. But yeah, guys, like when I say like be safe, be kind, this is what I mean. Especially be kind. Like if you have something to say to somebody, you don't need to bawl at them. Just have a conversation. You know, like my nan always says, you get more flies with I bring that up. You get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. So yeah, so that is my little story, and this is why I'm here on this amazing logging road, like no neighbors. I can have my music as loud as I want, you know, even though like if I was on a campground, I'd have it at a decent level, not blasting music like the other campsite was doing with their kiddie music. But yeah, other than that, like I got nothing bad to say about this day. It was a rough day and I wish I never got bawled at, but it ended up turning out to be pretty good because here I am in the peace and quiet on a beautiful dirt road, getting ready soon to have a fire. I'm gonna set up my bed once again. Yeah, thank you guys for listening to my little rant, and I hope I didn't come off, you know, as someone who is just, I hope I didn't come off as like someone who like doesn't care. You know, like I do, like I really do, and I am very apologetic about what happened at that campground, and you know, like I said, I'll definitely be more mindful. But yeah, so all right, see you guys in the next clip. Gonna get my car set up once again.
I'm so tired. It's been a long day. But I'm glad to be on this logging road. This is where I belong. The Nomad belongs on every dirt road. I just had a thought. I was having a pretty bad day today, as I shared with you earlier on in this video. Then when I went to that campground, it was like my mood never changed, and I couldn't get out of that mindset that I was in, even though I tried my hardest. You know, when I think about it now, I think it was how I felt and the energy that I put out into the universe, but it was also the energy of every single person that was on that campground. It was almost like I could feel how they were feeling. You know, although most of the time when you go to a campground, you see smiling faces and people are having a good time, especially with their children, but you never know what they're thinking and what they're putting out into the universe. And as soon as I came to this logging road, my mood and the energy around me changed. And I really think it's important for me to share with you that when you surround yourself with certain people, it's like, you know that expression, you are who you hang out with? It's totally true. If you want to be a happy person and be positive and put out great energy and be in a happy mood, then you need to surround yourself with people who want to do the same, and people who are, you know, generally happy and in a good mood. I mean, we all say we're human, but my look at it is that we're spiritual beings experiencing a human experience, if you get what I'm saying. So, you know, like, we do from time to time have bad days. That's a no-brainer. Like, it can be shitty sometimes. But, you know, I really believe that if we change the way we think, that we can make our lives so much better. And it's just a prime example of what happened today, and how I was feeling today, and then how I was feeling at that campground to where I am right now on this logging road. There is nobody else around me. It's just me and Mother Nature. The wild animals, the wind, the trees, the plants, the burning fire, and I'm happy. So it's definitely all about who you surround yourself with, and where you it's all about who you surround yourself with and where you are. You know, that's why I like living the nomadic lifestyle, because you're constantly traveling around and not just meeting new people, but putting yourself in different places. And as a newfound nomad, or the newfound nomad, and traveling across Newfoundland has so much land. It's not like I'm traveling across Canada and I'm just going to different places and different campgrounds. Here in Newfoundland, I explore places like this. As you guys know, and I've mentioned many of times, I'm a big fan of logging roads. That's because it doesn't matter where you go in Newfoundland, there's always a logging road that you can pull into if you want peace and quiet. I prefer logging roads over campgrounds and small towns over cities. It's all about the atmosphere, you know, and that feeling. Small town There's not many city lights, and there's not much smog. You have the beautiful fresh air, and you can see the stars at night. Versus in the city, there's a lot of smog, there's a lot of noise, and you can barely see the stars because of the light. That's what I mean when I say where you place yourself, or where you are. And yeah, I guess I'm realizing a lot tonight. And this is nothing that this is nothing new. I have someone very close to me who's been sharing this stuff with me for the last 4 years. And there's moments like this where I realize, I go, damn, they were right. You know, and then there's other times when I could just get caught up in the hustle and bustle of working in the city and trying to please my family and trying to hang out with all my friends and try to fit into the norm of society when it's like, I'm not normal. I think differently. You know? I prefer to sleep in my car. Like, that's not normal. But what is normal? Yeah, guys. Such a random thought, but I wanted to share it with you all. It's now nightfall on this logging road. Got the headlamp out. I'm probably gonna have to put that on soon. Yeah, thank you guys for letting me share that thought with you. I really think that this has been the most open that I've been on one of my YouTube videos in a long time. I've opened up on my TikTok videos before in the past, but I guess just with everything that I'm going through and just coming out here tonight and experiencing what I've experienced, it's another learning moment. Thank you for letting me share that with you. See you in the next clip.
Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for day 2 of living in my car. Remember, stay safe, stay kind.